Well, the strike at York University is now into day 2. It is the first day we'll really see picket lines set up, and that's happening in about 15 minutes from now. Roughly 3,000 contract faculty assistants and grad assistants are off the job right now. We brought James Cowan in for a different point of view on this one. Now, it's one thing to talk about from the TA's point of view. It's one thing to talk about from the school's point of view. But what about the reputation of the university? James Cowan is managing editor at Macleans and of the magazine's university rankings. So we want to talk about what impact this strike could have, not just on the students, but on the ranking of the satisfaction of students, and therefore the ranking of the university.
Yeah, and what we've seen is, I think the answer is it's going to have an effect, and I think for York it already has, because this isn't the first strike at York. It's the second one in less than 2 years. They had a major one in 2008, 2009. And York, when we go out and poll students on their overall satisfaction, does very poorly. They're 13 out of 15 schools. I think one of the factors that has led to that is the fact that the students aren't really happy with the labor relations and the constant disruptions that they're seeing on campus. And we've seen in other cases with schools that had a short labor disruption, they bounce down in student satisfaction, come back up the following year. But York, I think this is an instance in which they have had so many of these challenges that it's driven down student satisfaction over the years.
Is student satisfaction something that is truly important? And I'm not trying to ask a silly question. Yeah. Is it truly important to York University that their students are satisfied?
Well, it's interesting because in the past, I think a lot of what universities were focused on were the academics of whether or not they were doing strong research, whether or not they were having compelling professors working in the academic field and not directly engaging with the students. We're seeing increased competition, though, and not only from schools outside of the country and students being interested in studying in the United States or elsewhere, but there are other options. The college system has gotten much stronger and started to present itself as a real alternative. We've seen a number of private universities crop up around Canada, and so all of these
private universities.
Yeah, these are universities that don't take money directly from the government, that they run themselves as their own institutions, but they do grant degrees. So there are places like Quest University out in British Columbia, which creates another level of competition for the schools, and I think student satisfaction increasingly becomes something that the schools are worrying about.
So therefore, it's important that they settle this labor dispute quickly.
Yeah, and we haven't quite seen what the impact is going to be of this, whether or not it's going to be, this is the first time the school has tried to keep running classes while the dispute's been ongoing, so we don't know what the effect is going to be, but yes, the longer the dispute goes on, it makes sense the students are going to be less and less satisfied with what's going on.
All right, James Cowan, thank you very much, and of course the go-to, the Bible for universities in this country, of course, is Macleans, so appreciate that.